So welcome back for design number 3. This design has been inspired by a Victorian wreath with the foliage and berries and the real classic colours of Christmas. So again, if you'd like to join me, I'll show you in more detail how it's made. So I've got some green flower paste. I'm just going to put a little bit of shortening into that and then take off enough to roll out. Now with the cutter, which is leaf Garland, you've got 6 different leaves. Now you can cut all these out in one go by rolling out your paste and placing it over the top, or you can just cut out the ones that you want to use. I'm going to use all the leaves, but this one here, I'm going to do that one in a spruce green. So if I just roll the paste out, so it's fairly thin, and then I'm going to place the cutter on the mat like that. So I'm going to do those 4 first, and then roll over like that, and then just clean the edges so you've got no furry bits. So the leaves that we've got like an acer, and then like a general leaf shape, an ivy, and this one here is a little bit like a ivy with the variegated centre taken away, so you could actually put that one on top of the ivy and have a different coloured paste if you wanted to. So we'll just tap those out and then bring them onto our cell pad like that, so we can then have a look at how we're going to texture them. So first of all, I'm going to just soften the edge like that on the ivy, and again just on that one, and then this one here, just thinning it a little bit, taking it out to the outside edge. Then use a little texture tool like that, so you texture down the centre like that, and then once you've done that, you can just work it out on each of the separate leaves, so it gives you your leaf veining. So do that all the way around, and then on this one, so centre vein, and then just work that out onto the side. And on here, just going to vein from the centre outwards like that. And then for the ivy, we just use the veining tool down the middle. And then we're ready to add the colour. So placing the leaves onto a piece of kitchen paper and then using some powder colour, I'm just going to pop that as a base first of all on all of the leaves. So that's a lighter green, and then we can add to that. So we use in for a darker one. So I'm going to use that on the vein there, down the centre, that one, so down the centre vein. Then I'm going to use a little bit of tangerine on that. just on the edges, so we still got traces of autumn there. And again, just on that other one there, just a little bit on the edge. Now I'm going to use some garnet, which is slightly red on that piece. And there, so we've got that little tinge of autumn still there. And then I'm going to lighten that over, make it look a little bit frosty like, with some eucalyptus, so it's a little bit lighter colour in the middle, like that. And again, there, just a little bit more red over the top, just to bring that through. So once we've got them coloured like this, if you get some foam sponge, what I've done with these ones here, I've just pinched the back like that so they can dry in the foam sponge. And then we've got the ivy, just again, just pinch that one so that can dry with a little contour. And then our general leaves there, like that, so they're just drying. Again, just pinch gently down the back like that. So I'm going to show you the other two leaves, which is the fern, or like I'm going to use it as spruce, and this one here, which is a little bit like a peony leaf. And if you just want those particular shapes of leaves, just cut your paste like so, and then you can make the leaf shape that you want. Let's just move that slightly to one side, so over that piece, very similar to which I showed you on the first cake. But the only thing that I'm going to do different on this one is to pop that onto the cell pad like this and vein down each of those sections there. And then, rather than the stitching wheel, I'm just veining right the way down the centre like that. What we need to do is just add a little bit of the colour on that one. So I'm going to use the eucalyptus on that. That will go into the cling film, so we can have that with that central vein. Okay, so that peony leaf one, I'm just going to place that over there and take that one out. Just remember, sometimes they come out really easy, another time they just need a little bit of persuasion. So I just take that one out, and then the cell pad, just thin the edges slightly, just to make them a little bit wider as well when you do that. And then a vein down the middle and the two side pieces. So we've got our texture. We're just going to add a little bit of dark and light green together, just so I can go down the centre of the vein like that. And if I just catch the edge with a little bit of garnet, just on those tips there. And that too will go into the piece of foam so that they can dry like that. So we've got all our leaves prepared. So to make some berries, I've got some orange and some red paste, and then just take small pieces like small little spheres, roll them into a ball, and then if you use the end of a piping tube like that, just to make the indent into the berry, and then let those dry. So some orange ones and some red ones. So for the wreath base, I've rolled out some Mexican paste, and then I've used a 10 centimetre and a 7 centimetre cutter to cut out our rings like this, and then that's been allowed to dry. I'm going to use this to assemble the leaves on. So now all the leaves are dry, I'm just going to take a clear glaze, and I've placed them on some plastic, so I can just spray this over the top of the leaves. Just give that a little wipe. So this will give them that nice shine and take away any powder effect. So we need just to let that dry off. So to go around the cake, I've just rolled out some red paste so I can texture that one with the raw silk roller again. So let's go over that once more. So we've got a nice imprint. Just loosen that underneath. I'm just going to cut the paste. So we've got 2 centimetre strip. I'll take that surplus paste away. So I'm just going to roll the paste up into a spiral, a bit like a Swiss roll, so just roll that all the way along, and then that's going to go onto that cake board there. So we can just take a little bit of the vegetable shortening, the Trex, and I'm just brushing that, the depth of the ribbon, edible ribbon, all the way around, and then we can just take the ribbon like that. Now take that around the base of the cake. Just make sure we've got it at the bottom like that. Particularly if you're doing a large cake, you want to have that board up there, so we can then do our join here. I'm just going to take that roller again and just pushed a little pressure onto the side of the cake now. The berries too, once they've gone off, they're firmer, I'm going to spray those with a little bit of the glaze too. And this is on a piece of plastic or empty cereal packet, and then just roll the berries in the glaze and then let those dry. The glaze on the paper will evaporate, so just keep moving them around and make sure they don't touch. So I'm going to take some paste first of all. So this is some modelling paste. Just pop that one to one side. I want to make some supports for the ring to go on the top of the cake, just to lift it above. So just rolling that into a sausage, and then I'm going to mark that. So I've got 3 pieces, and then just roll those into a ball, and then once those are done, just want to check the height of them all. So they're all fairly, well, the same. So bring that a bit nearer. Now I can snip off the end of the bag with the royal icing in, and then I want to pop these on the top of the cake there. Just checking with the ring. So I've got the 3 balls of paste like that. Let's push them down just a little bit, and then check with the ring so that sits on the top like that, and then a little bit more icing underneath each one, so that will secure there. Just push down gently. Now to start building up the leaves around the side, all of the leaves that I prepared, I want to start putting them up the side of the cake. So I'm going to start where the join was on the ribbon. So I'm going to use the bow, and I think I'll use the white on this one first of all. So just pipe a little bit of royal icing on the back. So that will come over the join. And then just take a little bit more icing, I think, to go in the back there. And just brush that down. So that one is secure, and then I'm going to build up with another one just coming off an angle there. So put the royal icing on the cake this time, and I can push that on, be a little bit firmer, and then just take out those little bits of icing if I need to, and adjust it. So carrying that all the way up to the top edge of the cake there. Just brush a little bit more. As we go. And then what I want to do is to pop one underneath, like that. Another one just on the edge here. So that's coming up a little bit on the top there just to secure that as well. So we've actually got that coming up from the base of the cake up to the top ring there. Now we can start putting on the other leaves. So I'm going to use a little bit of green icing on the back of that one. If we just snip off the end, that will be good. So just pop in some icing on there. So pressure pipe it up so we can sit that down over there. And then it's really a case of building up as we go around, so making sure that we've got a nice selection of the leaves, the different ones, like that. And I'm going to continue that all the way around the top. So with the small leaves, you can see there I've put them around the top. I'm just going to use some tweezers because I can't get my fingers in so close. So just use a little bit of the white icing because there's a gap in the middle, and that's going to show through. Otherwise, if I use the green, so just pop that one in there. And then for the berries, so if I use some of the green icing like that, so that will allow the berries to sit on the top. So we can put those around the cake where we want those to go. So I'm going to do some on the spruce there. And also on the side, just the red ones there. So those in situation. So carrying on with putting the rest of the berries onto the cake. So now the Victorian festive wreath is completed. I've just got the ribbon to add onto the bottom of that.